He says, I know you don't have a license. And it seems like this car is unregistered too. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to get back in this car right now. I'm going to go to my police car and I'll be right back. Okay? And now he has this genius idea. You know what? I'm going to get out and tell him my story and tell him, hey, I live right up the block. I just came to get a soda because I don't drink. And I'm going to go right back home if you allow me to. And he gets out of the car.
No. Okay.
Could have ended bad, right?
Yes.
Thank God it didn't. Quan John Jr. walks halfway over to the police. Police puts his hand on his gun because, as I told and informed Quan John Jr., now the police thinks that you got a weapon out of your car and now you are a threat to him. Mm-hmm. My son is not a criminal. Well, he wasn't then. He's not a criminal, so he doesn't know the code of the streets and how to deal with police officers. Mm. The cop says to him, hey, put your hands on behind your back. I told you to stay in the car. My son is still saying, but I want to tell you, da, 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 da. The cops walks over to him and tases him.
No, oh my God.
Could have shot him. Thank God he only tased him, right?
Right.
Okay. My son, still not understanding, went into his pocket to get his phone to call his mother. He got tased again. Okay. Long story short, he went to the police station, yada, yada, yada. The cop felt sorry for him, let him go. He was home for his 21st birthday, whatever.
Lucky.
Very lucky. The moral of the story is he made the same type of wrong decisions that Daunte Wright made. However, forget him coming home from jail. That has nothing to do with luck. The fact that this police officer didn't shoot him when he was walking over towards him.
Right.
The fact that so I'm talking to my son while he's at the police station. And now at this time, I'm thinking this is a black cop. Because I'm saying, well, you know what I mean? He said, nah, this guy is white. I said, this white man, you thought this white man wanted to hear your story? You mean to tell me you don't look at the news? You not paying attention what's going on? Our young people are oblivious to reality, which when I was 20 and 21, I was too.
Right.
That's why it is our responsibility and the responsibility of podcasts like this to inform them. Now, if they pay attention, that's on them.
Yeah.
Our young people need mentors. They need their parents. They need their older uncles to let them know, yo, fam, if you want a gun, get a license. Okay? Yo, fam, if you want a car, get your license.
Right.
You're going to decrease the trouble that you get into tremendously by getting this license.
I mean, if you're a black male and you're summoned to court, odds are they're going to do whatever they can to get you in jail. So you're going to be in jail anyway. But in a situation like this, for Daunte, it's like you either go to jail or you get shot and killed, and you chose to leave. And that puts your life in even more danger. Just being pulled over puts your life in danger. Right. And mind you, there's three cops to get this kid. You see how skinny this dude is? I mean, they don't know, I guess, because they didn't find out until after they pulled him over, but they definitely riding around 3 cops in a car. That means that's 6 weapons. If each one has a gun and a taser, that is 6 weapons walking around this Buick.
He told his mother that he got stopped because he had the deodorants air fresheners hanging from the, what's the name?
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. I've heard police officers use that and say, oh, it
obstruction.
Right. It blocks your vision from where you're going. And this is, the mother, I seen the mother, they spoke to the mother after, the day after or the night of, whatever. She's so much in shock. You know what she said? I'm just waiting for him to come home. My heart went out to this lady. Because in her head, she's like, oh, he coming home. No, he not. In her head, oh, he just, he spent the night out. He in the hospital. No, he not.
He's there.
He not. They have destroyed his family. Destroyed. And like we both said, The man wasn't supposed to get shot at all. There's no however.
I was trying to determine whether or not he needed to be tased.
No, that's at the discretion of the tasee.
Right. Like you try to put yourself in that situation. Clearly she is a scared white woman. No matter what you want to say, she's scared.
Right.
You know what I mean? You see how far back away she was standing until her fellow officer needed her assistance? So she, she's scared. I don't know how new she is, if she's a rookie or not. I don't know nothing like that. But you would think she is. Her fear and then her inability to discern which is her taser and which is a gun.
And it's happened only. Go ahead, my fault.
I was just saying, like, we kind of hit on it real quick, but we were talking about Black people needing to know what to do and what not to do. It's a shame. It is. We shouldn't have to have training for something like this, but we do. And a lot of young people, like, we get so hot-headed. You know what I mean? We get so prideful, and it's like, yo, if I ever get pulled over, I'm not just going to give in because this white man who thinks he has authority over me. You know, you kind of get that mindset. But it's like, nah, what good is your ego if you're dead? What good is your pride if you're dead? I'm not saying, like, we have this mentality, because even I struggle with that. Like, picturing myself being pulled over and being in that situation, and I'm this white cop, this white male is barking orders at me, and I'm supposed to just give in because you have a badge. Like, what authority do you really have over me?
The badge.
A badge. That's all it is.
My cousin just told me about 2 weeks ago, my girl cousin, she just graduated from UVA last summer. Go Cavaliers. She'd like that. Mm-hmm. So her friend that she graduated from UVA with, she's she graduated with a degree in journalism. So, she landed a job as a journalist. And I don't know, it's a state in the on the West Coast somewhere. Okay. You know what I mean? So she, some journalists, they got to, especially when you're trying to earn your stripes, they send you out on missions like 5 a.m, whatever, to get the story. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So she was out doing her little stakeout at like 5 a.m, so she can catch the story. That 22-year-old regular Black girl, she's in the car, cops pull up. They ask her, yo, what's up? What you doing here? She's actually in the company car. She's in the car. She's in the television station's car, man. Mm-hmm. You understand?
Yeah.
So they said, Joe, what's up with you? What you doing? She's like, well, I'm a journalist, yada, 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 and here, da. They ain't believe her. Period.
What?
She's in the company car, man.
Mm-hmm.
They yoked her up out the car and all that. Locked her up.
For what?
They said she stole the car and all of that. The regular things. You can't possibly be a journalist type thing.
Right.
What are you doing type thing? So I asked my cousin, damn. So she got a lawsuit coming. She like, well, maybe. I'm like, what you mean maybe? She said, well, after she talked to the mayor of the city that she's from, he verbally told her that if you bring up this case, we're going to deny everything.
What?
The mayor of the city. I said, you got to be kidding me. She said she had a meeting with the mayor of the city, and she was telling him, yo, I'm taking this to court, not just regular people's court.
Yeah,
you understand? We're going to take this to court. And, and she said, and he said, yo, if you bring up anything about being harassed based on your race, we're going to nip this in the bud right now, throw this out. That's never going to make it to the airwaves. I'm going to make sure of it. The mayor. I said, damn, why she ain't record this guy?
Right.
She don't know what? She don't know no better. She's 22. She don't know no better.
If she was an experienced journalist, that would have been the first thing she did.
Take this dude. And I'm like, this is sad. So I bring that up to say, when you said about, you being in the same predicament, because I was actually thinking, yeah, no doubt, we Black men, we are more susceptible to this type of brutality, but Black women aren't they aren't like removed from it,
right?
At all. And that story came to mind. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And
it's kind of go ahead.
It's important though. It's important that we all get that training. how to deal with police when you're pulled over or when you're stopped. Like, you have to know, because you talk about your son, he's young. He was young, didn't have any training on how to deal with police, never encountered them on his own. So he did what he thought was logical. And it's funny because I can see my brothers doing the exact same thing. Though they know, they're very well aware of what's happening, but you're going to move on instinct. You're going to move on instinct. You're not going to think, well, you're not going to think about what you saw or what you should do or what you thought in that situation. You're like, oh my God, I'm in this situation. I need to de-escalate it so I don't end up dead. So both of my brothers have pretty gentle demeanor, especially when dealing with other people. So I could so clearly see them walking up, like, look, let me just talk to you. Let me, trying to be all cool. Probably call him sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. Trying to be all cool, but it won't matter because you're still a black man approaching a cop. It still won't matter.
It got to come from their home. Because, I mean, when I think about my own situation, like I said, this is my son from my previous marriage. You understand? Me and his mother hadn't been together in 20 years. You know what I'm saying? He didn't grow up in New York, in my home. You understand? I'm quite sure had he grown up in New York, in my home, he would have had this sixth sense. Down there, it's really not that mandatory down there. As long as you, like I said, and especially, he was not a troubled kid.
Right.
You understand? He don't even smoke. He don't drink, things of that nature. He makes stupid decisions like every other kid about not having his driver's license and driving. He does that, but he's not even, but in my opinion, the people in his household, those powers that be, I don't know. They should have had a discussion with him, you know what I mean? But that's, I can't really hold them accountable because I really feel like that I'm, I'm not gonna say I'm more accountable, but I'm his father, and we've had certain discussions about certain things, and obviously he didn't listen. You know what I'm saying? In New York, my father, you know what I'm saying, straight up told me, period, when I was 18, 19, 20, yo, if they stop you, you stop. You look them eye to eye and you put your hands to your side and you answer the questions. Period. He told me that one time. And now listen, crazy thing about it is before I became a professional, before I started wearing the suits and ties, I used to get stopped all the time when I was living in the hood. All the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Regular. In the 90s, a guy by the name of William Rudolph Giuliani became the mayor, and he cracked down on the city. You understand? Don't get me wrong. He cleaned it up. He cleaned the city up, but it was to our detriment as black men.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
He cleaned up the city. So you were getting stopped. It was illegal to stop a black man on the street. It's not as legal as it is now. It's not that much legal now. It could still happen, but back then it was regular.
Right.
I used to get stopped daily. Stop, put your hands behind your back. Let me see your license. They run my ID. Boom, I could go.
Right.
All the time that used to happen to me. So it was second nature to know what to do with these cats. And I wasn't doing nothing criminal either. I wasn't doing nothing criminal. You know what I mean? Fast forward 10 years when I start wearing suit and tie, I never stopped now.
Right.
Never.
That's crazy.
Ever. Not one time did you stop the man in the suit. He could have a key of cocaine in that damn briefcase.
Right.
Think about this. Can he not, Miss Portia Mistake?
Yes, he
can. This nigga not have a kilo of cocaine? If I was a drug dealers out there, if you listening to this, you probably not, bitch. You're probably outside selling drugs. But if you are listening to this, put a suit on. Think about, Portia, you got to outsmart these people. If you are I'm not condoning street pharmaceutical endeavors. I'm not condoning street pharmaceutical endeavors by no means. However, if you feel like this is your meal ticket, please be smart about it. Go to the store, you getting money. If you ain't getting money and you selling drugs, you need to stop selling drugs. So if you are getting a little bit of paper, get you like 5 suits and put a suit on when you're making your deliveries. Hear me?
Okay.
Or why don't drive your car? Get on a train or get an Uber with your suit on. When they stop you, they ain't even really pay you no mind because they don't think black men that wear suits don't sell drugs. Come on. Dog, be smart about it. Don't have $5,000 worth of jewelry, $2,000 worth of diamonds in your ears, $600 sneakers, $200 pants on, a $1,500 level, and think they ain't gonna stop you.
If you look like a drug dealer.
Because you know what I mean? I'm not gonna say your fam. They racially profile. No, first and foremost, we all profile.
Yes.
When we see somebody, we come up, we make our own assumption of who we think they are in our head by the way they look.
We do.
You understand?
Yeah.
When you go on a job interview, they know in the first 7 seconds if they're gonna hire you. For the young cats out there, if you want to talk about your presentation, when you go on a job interview, when you walk into the interviewer's office, they know if they hire you before you even say anything.
Same thing with me, because I've recently been looking to hire for an editing assistant, right?
Right.
And so I'm on Upwork and I'm scrolling through a bunch of people, and anybody that had like one of them Snapchat selfies, scroll past them. I don't even look at the credentials. I don't look at nothing. I just bye. I'm done. Anybody who doesn't smile, bye. I'm done.
Right. That's right. And you want to know something? That's why when I was looking for my editor and your picture came up, I said, look at that smile. I said, look at that smile in that picture. This is it right here. And you're right. Something as simple as smiling. Smile.
Smile.
You know what I mean? Right, smile. If you can't smile, shit, I'm like, I don't know. Something might be wrong. You ain't smiling in the picture. You ain't going to be smiling when you're doing my work.
That's what I'm saying. Like all that stuff. We profile people. We do. We get mad when white people do it to us, but best believe we do it to them. So don't, you know what I mean?
It's human nature.
It's human nature. I think people need to realize that though.
It's like changing how young people have to. You remember? I don't know if you, not that you can remember, because I can't either. You see pictures back in the 20s and 30s where dudes wore suits every day.
Yes.
And women wore the dresses and the bonnets.
Flappers.
Where did we come? Like, look how far we've come from that, man. And I'm not saying, because some people just not suit. I'm a suit dude. I'm a shoe dude. You understand? For real. I will buy some $20 sneakers, but buy some $150 shoes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Me personally, you know what I'm saying? What happened to those days where we had to be presentable?
Right.
There was a code of conduct back then.
There was. The issue with that,
your presentation. Go ahead.
The issue with having a code of conduct, especially for young people, is the problem with authority. It's like, if I can do a good job, if I can do the work, why does it matter what I dress like? Why does it matter whether or not my hair is straight? You know what I mean? But
that's true.
That being said, while that's true, it may be messed up, but that is simply the way the world works right now. And until we are actively trying to do something to change it, then you best learn how to code switch real quick.
All day. That's the fact.
You have to be successful.
I mean, see, it's crazy because it's like back then, the most affluent people, they had the better suits and all of that back then. And it's still like that to this day. But I'm saying back then, the guy that, you could tell that he had a little bit of money. Even the poor guy still had a blazer on and a shirt.
That's true.
Right?
That's true,
where did we cut? What happened? What happened now? Yo, why is it that when black people see other black people with a suit on, he got to be going somewhere? Oh, you got an interview today? Damn.
No, can I just look good?
Oh, you going to a funeral? Oh, you must be going to church. Why? Look, that tells you the mindset of us as black people. Why do, when we look different or respectable, to be honest with you, that we have to be doing it for a show.
Right.
We have to be doing it for an event. Why that can't be every day? Why that can't be everyday living? And like I said, to really hone in on Daunte Wright, once again, rest in peace to Daunte Wright. He was 20 years old and he was shot by a police officer. She said it was a taser. She said she thought it was a taser, but it was a actual firearm. One shot killed her. He not coming home.